Hello, this is JB Worship once again, and in today's tutorial, we'll be going over Hosanna fingerstyle. This song is actually a little more difficult than the ones I've shown you from Blessings by Laura Story and Good Father by House Fires. This song in particular, the chorus you'll find is a little more difficult because you have to slide down to reach another inversion of a chord, as well as the bridge part. But that's what makes this cover more fun and more, I guess you could say, more interesting. It would draw more attention to those difficult areas, and it would make it look much cooler per se. All right. So without further ado, let's go ahead and begin. So first of all, the intro to the song is pretty much the electric guitar intro played in the original album. And what I do for the most part, if you watched my cover for Blessings and Good Father, you would have also heard me talk about my formula for fingerstyle playing. But just a brief recap once more. Always start with the bass note first of the chord. In this case, I'm playing capo 4 key of C. The original song again is actually key of E, and I played this fingerstyle cover in key of E, so it matches the original this time. And I'm playing it in C voicings, or key of C voicings. So in the diatonic scale, C, D minor, C/E, F, G, A minor or A minor 7, G/B, and C. I'm going to start on the A minor chord. And then this is actually E minor instead of C/E. I want to do E minor, F, E minor. And same thing. And then F, and then G. Here I hold G differently from this. Instead of doing that, I'm just gonna transpose the F chord down 2 frets, using my pinky, same as I would with the F on this over here, to create that note for the sake of the intro. So it's a little bit higher level than if it was just staying here. But if you know your knowledge of the G chord, you can just think of it as F transposed by 2 semitones, or you could just say a whole step. Okay, and if you notice, that intro isn't very difficult because I'm literally just holding the chord and just plucking it. What am I doing there is I'm just plucking the A string and the G and B strings, or G and B strings. I guess you could just do, but that wouldn't make it as fun. So I just kind of put a little grace note or ghost note, I guess you could say, right there. So I go back and forth. I do alternate on the G string, and then I use my pinky there to hammer for that note. And I do the same thing for E minor, and I'm just plucking on the E string and the D and G strings, and then that note right there is the B string. So yeah, you can kind of just tell from, if you want to pause and go back, you can always do that. So that's what I do with the entire intro. You can just kind of go through it, rewind and go back, or actually towards the end of this tutorial, I'm going to do a playthrough anyways. So we'll just look at that. So moving on. So intro. pinky there. Okay, and now verse. Now this is where things get easy again. Playing the C chord, which is capo 4, which is pretty much an E chord, but we'll talk in terms of C for now, okay? Just like before. So C. Well, obviously bass note goes first. And you can tell I'm not playing exactly like I did in the cover from earlier in this tutorial. Sometimes I make mistakes, sometimes I just do things on a whim, but foundationally the chords are still there. And some of the stuff I'm doing there you can tell are just ad-libs. I'm just making stuff up. How do you do that? Maybe I'll make a video on it. If you guys really want me to make a video on how I ad-lib fingerstyle, leave a comment down below and I'll see if I can get to that, sure. But for now, if I can give you one succinct, brief answer on how to ad-lib easily, you gotta master your scales. And you gotta know how, that's the only answer I have for you. Master your scales. Master just basically the major scale, the pentatonic scale. And look those up, research on YouTube. It's not as hard as you think to learn these things by yourself. All right, so anyways, moving on. What I did there was C chord. So I just know the melody. I see the King of Glory. I see the King of... And what I did there is I hammered the middle finger for the King. You don't have to do that. You can just do... Sure, I guess. But for me, I just thought that sounded a little boring, so I added a hammer. And in between, I added some grace notes here and there. The grace notes I added there are just like in between notes. You really don't have to, but I like doing it. And the easiest way to do it, guys, is just to pluck the other strings that are in the middle range, like the D and G strings usually are the mid range, right? The middle two strings. See how I do that? So I just go around making sure that I switch my finger in time so that the chord is consistent, like this. So because here my middle finger is on that string, I have to switch back right away. See how I did that? My middle finger changed from the just hit that melody and it went back to the C chord. So that if I play around with my fingers with my right hand, then it'll be consistent with the C chord. And to hit that glory, that note, my index finger goes over to the E string. See that? How my index finger moves back and forth? You actually have to kind of do that a lot in this particular song. So yeah. Hammer with my pinky. Hammer with my index finger. D minor is a little tricky here. What am I doing there? I forgot what the term for that technique is, but I forgot what it was called actually. But I'm hammering and then I'm plucking with my left hand actually. Do you see that? So this is a D minor 7 chord, or D minor 7/9, because of the open E string, sure. But my fourth finger, my ring finger, I just hit that third fret from the capo, because it creates that D minor chord feeling. So that's what I'm doing there. You can always go back and check, but pretty much you're holding a D minor with just these two fingers, and then you're just using your fourth finger to going back and forth, and then going to the G chord. So there is a G/B, and then my index finger again hits that note for that melody. If you need to know where that's coming from, you gotta listen to the Hillsong version of the song, and you'll hear the electric guitar do that for the C sharp minor chord. Moving on, verse 2 is the same thing. Okay, I'm not gonna go into that anymore. I'm gonna move on to chorus and bridge. This is where things get a little trickier than before. Chorus. So right there, that last part is the same as the little interlude, or vamp, I think it's the term is called, I forgot, where you do a short instrumental. But anyways, the chorus itself, you're pretty much holding a C/E chord, but you're using the pinky for the melody. Hosanna. And for the F chord, this is where you do the different voicing. Same chord, but just voiced differently. What am I doing there is index finger on the 3rd fret from the capo, okay, on the D string. 4th finger is on the G string on the 5th fret from the capo. Pinky is also on the 5th fret from the capo on the E string. And then from there, I let go of the pinky for the open E string. Hosanna. And then while I'm holding that note, my fingers quickly go to G. See where my pinky's at right here? It's on the B string, which it's pretty much holding a G chord, like this. Where that finger would normally go, where the 4th finger would normally go, for the G5 chord. I just put my pinky there. It doesn't have to be your pinky, but anyways. A minor. This part's the easy part. So F. For that note, for the F chord, I actually have to kind of bend my wrist so that my index finger can hit that E string. 1st fret from the capo. See that? Hosanna in the... And then A minor. G. And right there, I'm just ad-libbing. If you hammer the index finger there, this is the B string, by the way. I'm just literally messing around with the B string, G string, and then the D string. That's pretty much what I'm doing. Same as before. And then A minor. And same as before, but this time I do a lot more picking. I'm literally just picking between the D, G, and B strings, and I'm just doing whatever. Okay, and you can go back and check that. So yeah, that's that part. Chorus will be the same as before, and then moving on to bridge. So once we go to the chorus before the bridge, the instrumental. Right here, F, G, A minor 7, A minor, pinky is the melody. Ba, 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 ba. And then C. Ba, 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 ba. D minor 7. E minor. Index finger right there on the B string, 1st fret. And then 3rd fret from the capo is pinky. And then A minor again with the pinky here. What I'm doing there is these 2 fingers, my index and my pinky finger, I slide down 2 frets and bring them back. C, same thing. And then D minor, this is the tricky part. I actually held the bar chord for this. So if you know your theory, D minor in the capo 4 is 5th fret, and you're holding a bar chord here. But what I'm doing here is I'm doing D minor 7. If you look carefully, I'm gonna hold this for you. This is D minor 7. And without using my pinky here for the actual D minor, I'm making D minor 7. And I put my pinky down here on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th fret from the capo. Or not 8th fret, sorry, 7th fret, my mistake. 7th fret from the capo. To make that voicing. Okay, and then this gives it that, right? I slide it over and then move everything to E minor 7 or E minor. And then heal my heart and make it clean. I go to that same voicing of F as before. But this time I'm gonna see my index finger, I'm gonna bar it. And my pinky, I put it on, take it off, go to the B string of 6th fret of the B string, 5th fret, and then move over to G. And C. And then transition chord G/B. This is I'm pretty much plucking the B string here. And pinky down. A minor. If you want to do that, you're just plucking around with the G and B string. Open B string, 1st fret, open, G string, let go of the 4th finger, and then back to this position. And then A minor. Again, you're messing around with the G and the B strings. Same thing, you're messing around with the G and B strings. And then remember I talked about that earlier? You gotta be a little fast. Open E string into the B string, 3rd fret, 1st fret from the capo. You can do it that way. Or you can do slide it. Up to you. Personally, I think sliding has more flair, you know? Again, that voicing, you're just putting the pinky on the E string, 3rd fret from the capo. And you know this voicing of F. I explained it before. So yeah, there's so many details going on, guys, and I know this is I think my longest tutorial video yet, but with good reason. There's a lot of difficult parts in it. Take it a step at a time, seriously, because there's so many difficult parts. Yes, I came up with this arrangement myself. Yes, you're probably wondering, where would I even come up with the time to do this? Well, let's just say that in my college years, I spent it mainly focusing on my passion for worship. And I guess you could say that my grades suffered in exchange for that. But at the end of the day, I realized what I really wanted to do, and that's a story for another time. That's my testimony from my undergrad into now I'm a student at Talbot because of my desire to do ministry, of my desire and my calling to go into worship full time. Um, but that's a story for another time, and that also influenced my knowledge of fingerstyle guitar because I started gaining the sense to create melodies with just even the acoustic guitar. Because normally this would translate into solos on the electric guitar, but before I even got started on electric, I would have to do the things on the acoustic because I didn't have all this equipment back then. This was way back in the day. So yeah, that was a long time ago. But now I developed it to this extent, and I hope it can bless you guys. And I hope that if any questions you might have might be answered through this video. And don't forget to leave any comments down below so I can help get to you individually. I might even leave you a personal video if you need that as well. If my information was too complex in any sense, if there's anything I didn't explain clearly. Obviously, even in this more than 20 minute video, I don't think I can get to everything. So let me know. All right. And thank you guys. And don't forget to ask questions, subscribe, and like. I'll see you next time.